Welcome to Module 12 of our video course. In this module, we are diving deep into large language models, uncovering the technology that allows machines to write and communicate. In the last module, we explored word counts and classifiers. While useful, they lack the ability to generate text. This module covers the transformer architecture in 5 parts, from basic word representation to how these models learn and their current limitations. In Part 1, we will move from simple word counts to understanding how modern models handle word order and build a more sophisticated representation of language. Bag of words models can categorize topics, but they cannot generate coherent sentences because they ignore word order. Predicting language requires understanding sequence, which requires a fundamentally different approach. Modern models don't process language word by word, but rather through tokens. These tokens are subword units that allow the model to build a vocabulary for any input, including rare or complex words. For instance, simple sentences like "the cat sat" are split into 3 tokens. A complex word like, quote, "unbelievable" might be broken into smaller pieces like believe, and able, ensuring the model can handle any text. Once tokenized, each piece is converted into an embedding, a vector of numbers that represents its meaning. Similar words like king and queen have similar vectors, which are learned purely from the data during training. To capture word order, we add positional encoding to these embeddings. This allows the model to differentiate between phrases with the same words, but different sequences, like dog bites man versus man bites dog. Part 2 introduces the core mechanism of modern language models, attention. This is the fundamental operation that allows transformers to function effectively. Attention solves the problem of context. A word like bank has different meanings in different sentences. Attention allows the model to weigh the importance of surrounding words to determine the current meaning of a word. This works by computing queries, keys, and values for each word. By comparing a word's query to other words' keys, the model calculates attention scores to determine which words are most relevant to the current one. In a sentence like, "the cat sat on the mat because it was tired," attention scores allow the model to link the word it strongly to cat, effectively resolving pronouns by analyzing context. This self-attention process runs for every word simultaneously. Each word becomes a blend of others, weighted by relevance, allowing the model to understand complex relationships between distant words. Transformers use multi-head attention, running several mechanisms in parallel. Each head can focus on different aspects of language, such as grammar, CO reference, or topic, providing a multidimensional perspective of the text. Ultimately, attention enables context-aware word meanings. It allows the model to compute meanings on the fly, tailoring the representation of words like bank to the specific sentence being processed. Now that we understand tokens and attention, we look at how to build a transformer. Stacking these attention layers with additional components creates the architecture capable of generating human-like language. A transformer block combines self-attention with a feed-forward network and stabilization techniques. Stacking dozens or even hundreds of these blocks allows for the deep processing power seen in the largest modern models. The transformer pipeline takes input tokens and processes them through these blocks. Each block's output becomes the next one's input, finally leading to a layer that predicts the probability of the next word. Transformers generally come in 2 flavors, encoders and decoders. Encoders are designed for understanding input, while decoders, like GPT-style models, are designed to generate sequences by looking backward at previous tokens. Text generation is a continuous loop. The model calculates probabilities for possible next tokens, samples one, adds it to the context, and repeats the process until it decides to stop. For instance, given the prompt, "the cat sat on the model predicts likely completions. It samples the word mat because it was statistically frequent in its training data. In Part 4, we explore how LLMs learn to write. This journey takes us from simple statistical prediction to the development of highly capable, helpful assistants. Pre-training is the first stage. Models learn by predicting the next token across vast amounts of text. This requires no human labeling, as the text itself provides the correct answer. Scaling is a key factor in these performance gains. As we increase parameters, data, and compute, models improve in a predictable way, demonstrating that scale itself is a powerful driver of capability. After pre-training, we move to fine-tuning. This stage trains the model on specific, high-quality examples to teach it how to follow instructions and act as a helpful assistant. Reinforcement learning from human feedback, or RLHF, refines the model further. By ranking responses, humans teach the model to align its outputs with our preferences for politeness and utility. Combining these 3 stages creates a robust model. Pre-training provides the knowledge base, fine-tuning provides instruction following, and RLHF ensures the output is what we actually want. In our final part, we discuss real-world applications and limitations. While these models are powerful, It's essential to understand where they excel and where they can confidently fail. LLMs are already widely used for drafting, coding, summarizing, and translation. They function as effective tutors and customer support agents, fundamentally changing how we interact with information. A great case study is coding assistants. LLMs can speed up development by suggesting code, but human oversight remains critical, as models can still produce incorrect logic that looks perfectly correct. One significant limitation is hallucination. Models can generate confident, fluent, but entirely false information. This happens because they optimize for statistical probability, not for verifying facts. Beyond hallucinations, these models inherit biases present in their training data. Additionally, the immense cost of training and the ongoing questions regarding data ownership and provenance remain significant challenges. Ultimately, it is important to remember what an LLM is: a powerful next word predictor. They are excellent pattern matchers, but they lack true awareness, intent, or a concept of truth. We must also debunk common myths. For example, scale is beneficial, but smaller, specialized models can outperform larger ones. Also, an LLM's confidence does not reflect the accuracy of its output. Let's pause and check your understanding. Consider these 4 questions about self-attention, self-supervised learning, limitations, and the training pipeline. Take a moment to think before we move to the answers. Here are the answers. Self-attention provides context. Training text acts as its own answer key. Hallucinations demonstrate a lack of factual grounding. And fine-tuning adapts pre-trained models for specific tasks. To wrap up, here's the key vocabulary from this module: tokens, embeddings, self-attention, the transformer architecture, pre-training, and hallucination. Keep these terms in mind for our future discussions. In summary, we have covered the entire transformer pipeline, from tokenization and attention mechanisms to the training stages of pre-training, fine-tuning, and reinforcement learning. Now that you understand the mechanics under the hood, we are ready for the next step. In Module 13, we will explore practical AI tools and how to use them effectively. You have successfully navigated the complexities of large language models. Great job learning the foundations. I look forward to seeing you in the next module where we put these skills into practice.